Hello everybody, I'm Kathy Galvin. I'm a parishioner of St Cuthbert Main Parish Church in Larnson. I hope you don't mind me looking at my paper while I also try and talk to you. I'm really missing Mass. I'm really missing seeing everybody's faces, even when I don't know everybody's name, and hearing the singing and seeing the children, and also just experiencing that lovely warmth and kindness and humour that we have within our community. It's been good to share a sense of spiritual communion with everyone by following Father John and Deacon Richard on YouTube and on Facebook. And I thank Father John for inviting us to think about what it means now that we are experiencing church, not as a building where we congregate, but in our own homes. Before the pandemic, I'd often contemplated the meaning of making a dwelling place for God in my heart. You know, we hear that, those words, we feel them. But what do we do about it? But over the past few weeks, that concept has become much more vivid. For the first time, I've created a small shrine in my home, a place I can retreat to read, reflect, pray, and light a candle. I'm sure many of us are approaching faith differently, with some confusion, because this is not an easy time, but also with some close sense of our responsibility to be active and present in our faith, and of the possibilities of Easter's transformation. Everything is changed. We've all been forced to let go of much of ordinary life and to see things differently. It's hard to know what exactly we are seeing at times in terms of those changes. And in that, we are not alone. The disciples and apostles, at a time of ultimate loss and crisis, couldn't recognize their Lord when he rose from the dead and when he walked beside them. For different reasons to us, they hid away in their homes. Their expectations of faith had been shattered. But the Lord, their friend, Jesus of Nazareth, came to them, broke bread with them, talked to them. He didn't choose a temple to make his resurrection a reality. He chose to walk beside them on ordinary roads and in ordinary homes. There is such love for his friends and for us in this simplicity. But being simple is one of the hardest challenges of all, being still with ourselves. Many of us don't have the possibility of stillness at this time. Those of us who are caring for children or for sick friends or relatives, or are key workers taking daily risks to keep the rest of us safe. But many of us, removed from work and daily routines, are adapting to what being still means and how it might impact on faith. There's a guilt about not being active, but maybe there are possibilities for a deeper activity within stillness, possibilities of seeing the world and the risen Christ differently. As Psalm 46 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In terms of faith, I haven't found stillness easy. Over Easter, I jumped rather guiltily around the internet, sampling church services all over the world, listening to reflections. Some of them were wonderful, but then I thought maybe I needed to draw a little bit deeper back to home and not be skipping around the internet quite so much. Two wise reflections have stayed with me, and I'd like to share them with you. In the tablet on the 25th of April, the Abbot General of the Cistercian Order, Mauro Giuseppe Lepori, wrote, "Freedom is the grace to be able to choose that which restores our heart to integrity, even when all is taken from us." And I love the idea of the grace in that stillness, even in the midst of crisis. And in this time, in his Easter address, Pope Francis spoke movingly of coming into everyone's homes in a new way. I think he met on the internet. And of the reality of hope. He was very physical about this reality of hope. He said it wasn't an illusion, it's a real thing. And he said, this is what we need today. the creativity of love. This is what is needed today, the creativity of love. We will celebrate Holy Week in a truly unusual way, which manifests and sums up the message of the gospel, that of God's boundless love. And in the silence of our cities, the Easter gospel will resound. If we could recognize Jesus Christ, God, in a new, creative, loving way, in this silence, in our homes, how deeply blessed we would be. Thank you for listening. Keep well, everybody. Keep still. And I hope to see you all very, very soon.